Hey everyone, so it is the end of March and I thought I would sit down and share all of my March favorites and fails, all of the beauty products that I loved, the ones that didn't work for me. I actually didn't film a video like this in February, so this is kind of like my February favorites and fails. You might have heard me touch on some of these products in other videos because at this point, none of them are super brand new to me or my channel, but I still wanted to go through and share all of my absolute favorites and also the products that I did not like this month or the past 2 months. So I won't spend too long on the intro because I have a lot of products to talk about. Let's just jump into it. So usually I'm all about lip gloss. I have so many lip gloss favorites, but ColourPop released a lip product that I cannot stop wearing. These have been my go-to when I want a little bit more color. These are the ColourPop Glowing Lips. I'll swatch a couple of my favorites for you guys. There is a red one that I've been wearing in a lot of my videos. Today I am wearing 2 different shades. So I have Cockatoo, which is more of a pink. I just have a little bit of this on, and then I went over it with the shade Indulge Me, which is kind of like my go-to everyday nude. This formula is so nice. It's a creamy, hydrating lipstick lip balm hybrid, but it does have pretty good pigmentation. You can definitely sheer them out, especially if you just lightly apply them and then rub them in with your finger, which is what I do when I want more of a natural look, or you can layer them up to get really good pigmentation. They're so comfortable, so glossy and shiny, and I just love the way they look and feel on the lips. I would say they kind of remind me of the ColourPop Lippy Sticks, but they're a lot more comfortable. They're definitely more hydrating and more glossy overall, and I would say they're maybe somewhat similar to the Urban Decay Vice Hydrating Lipsticks in the High Shine finish, if you guys have tried those. But these are a little bit more balmy. They're just so good. If I didn't know these were from ColourPop, I would totally think these were like a $25 lip product because they're so good. So if you're looking for a really nice hydrating option for the spring season, something that has really pretty color payoff, really nice shine, definitely check these out. I cannot get enough of them. My other go-to lip product has been this one from Persona Cosmetics. It is their E-Balm in the shade Meditate. I think I'll have to pick up some other shades because I do think they have a few. I know they have at least one other shade, but I cannot get enough of this. This is like my go-to daily lip product when I'm not wearing a lot of makeup because for me, my natural lips aren't super pigmented. So a lot of the time when I have other makeup on, I feel like I just need a little bit of color on my lips. And when I don't want to wear a lip gloss, but I still want something really comfortable, this is what I like to reach for because it feels like a lip balm, but again, it's just a little bit more moisturizing than a typical lip balm, and it has a really pretty soft hint of color. I'll swatch this for you guys, but the swatch might look a little bit underwhelming. I think the best part of this is that it's pretty similar to my natural lip color, but just a little bit darker. So it enhances my natural lip color. It makes my lips look and feel really smooth, really moisturized, and it smells really good. It has like a soft vanilla scent. It's nothing too overpowering. So I really enjoy this product. It's been my favorite. Right before this video, I was like running around my house looking for it because I could not find it. And that keeps happening to me because I'll throw it in my purse, I'll leave it in the car, I'll throw it in my jacket because I feel like I always have to have it with me. And I just think it's such a nice everyday option. I have 2 foundations that I wanted to talk about. One is a favorite, one is a fail. So my favorite is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. I've been loving powder foundation for probably about a year at this point. I just find that it's such an easy, quick product to apply. And this powder foundation is so good on days when I want more coverage. A lot of powder foundations that I've tried tend to be a little bit more sheer. Some do have really good coverage, but overall they tend to be really matte. And that's something I do enjoy because I have oily skin. But this one looks a little bit more natural on the skin while still giving you really good coverage. The way that I mostly like to apply this is by using the e.l.f. Beauty Sponge. I'll just make sure it's slightly damp and I'll press this into my skin because it gives you a really full coverage look, but it's super lightweight. It looks so flawless on the skin. It doesn't look cakey and it doesn't look powdery. It just melts into the skin in such a pretty way. I do have a video on my channel where I use this if you guys want to check it out, but I've been using this most of the time. I'll switch back and forth between this and my go-to Catrice foundation, which is a liquid, but I love this for like quick makeup days because it is so fast to use. I'm wearing it today. I kind of go back and forth between 2 shades. So I have light 205N, which is slightly too light, and then light 210N, which is too dark, so I'll just kind of mix them together. But I just think it's such a good option. It makes your skin honestly look so flawless, and it's $11. So I think this is going to be my absolute favorite powder foundation moving forward. A lot of the other options I have are high-end powders. They're a lot more expensive, and I just like the way that this one applies and looks and wears so much better than the other ones that I've tried. My foundation fail is this one. I'm so sad that this didn't work for me, and it could work for you. I've seen very mixed reviews on this. Some people love it, some people hate it. Personally, it just didn't last on my oily skin. It's the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. Now, this is more of like a dewy, natural looking foundation. And sometimes when I try formulas like that, They work for me, sometimes they don't. It's kind of like taking a chance because my skin is very oily. And even if you have oily skin, you can totally use hydrating or dewy formulas. It just kind of depends on what you're going for, what your goals are. I thought this would work for me because the Kosas Revealer Concealer looks so good on my skin, especially as a spot concealer. It just stays in place really well. It looks really natural, but this was just a little bit too glowy, a little bit too dewy, and unfortunately it just kind of like melts off my skin. It breaks apart within a few hours, no matter how I prep my skin and no matter how I set it. I think that this looks best when you don't set it with a matte powder, but if I skip powder, it's not going to last at all. So I would say if you have dry skin or normal skin, you might really like this because it looks so good when you initially apply it. You get the most gorgeous glowy appearance. But for me, if it's not going to last on my skin more than a few hours, it just isn't something that I can keep in my collection. So I'm really sad about this. If you guys have tried this, I would love to hear your thoughts. And I know, again, I've seen mixed reviews, so it could totally work for you. But if you have extremely oily skin like me, this probably won't be the best option if you want your makeup to stay in place well throughout the day. I wanted to share my favorite concealer. I've talked about this a lot on my channel over the past 2 months, but I had to mention it because I'm doing a roundup on all of my favorites. The KVD Good Apple Concealer is such a good option if you want a lightweight, full coverage concealer. I feel like that tends to be a little bit of an oxymoron. Like a lot of lightweight concealers aren't full coverage, and a lot of full coverage concealers tend to be a little bit heavier on the skin. This really is such a lightweight texture. It feels like a serum. When you blend it out, it doesn't look or feel like you have anything on the skin, but it has such good coverage and it stays in place all day long. A lot of the time I'll notice that my makeup starts to break down in this area and on my nose pretty quickly. Is my nose orangey? I feel like my nose looks kind of orange today, so maybe I applied a little bit too much of the darker e.l.f. powder foundation just on my nose. So just disregard that. But I noticed that my foundation and my concealer will break down right in the center of my face pretty quickly. This stays in place so well, and I'm so impressed because by the end of the day, it's still there, which doesn't happen with a lot of concealers. It's very comfortable, very lightweight. Again, it is a full coverage concealer, so if you don't find that you need full coverage, it might not be the best option for you, but a little bit goes such a long way. So you just need a couple of dots and you're good to go. It blends out so perfectly in this entire area, and it really does stay in place well. So I do have more colorful eyeshadow on today because I've been trying to wear more color. I just find that colorful eyeshadow makes me really happy, and it's been a while since I've really played with a lot of colorful shadows. So that is something that I definitely want to get more into in April, but during the months of February and March, I really didn't wear a ton of colorful eyeshadow. In fact, I just kept my eyeshadow very, very simple. I was actually using this palette a lot. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. I picked this up a while ago. I have the lighter one, but there's also a deeper one too. This palette has 5 different eyeshadows. They're all neutrals. So typically I'll just take one of the matte shadows, blend it into the crease, and then one of the shimmers all over the lid. And I like this palette because you do get more of a simple neutral look, but the shimmers are pretty intense, so it almost makes it a little bit more glam and fun. So that really has been my go-to look lately. And then I've been loving the cheek products in here. The cream blush is so nice because it's definitely more of a subtle blush. I would say it's more of like a cream to powder or more of a putty type texture. So I just find that it's super easy to use without being too intense. And then I've also been using the highlighter, which is a little bit more of an intense highlighter, but I've kind of been enjoying that look lately. So I have gotten a lot of use out of this palette over the past month or two. It's really been my go-to. I've also been loving these cream blushes from BeautyPie. So back in November, I tried the shade Sexy Berry, which I love. This is more of like a fall winter shade for me personally, but if I do go into the light hand, I get more of like a soft look as well. You can definitely build these up. Typically, I'll just take my fingers and kind of tap them onto my cheek. I feel like that is the best way for me to apply these, or I'll go in with a brush and do that too, but I just feel like lately, quick, easy makeup has been my favorite. So I ordered this color. This one is called Fresh Face because I thought it would be so perfect for the spring, and I love it. This one is a really pretty, like corally pink shade, very similar to what I have on my eyes and my sweater today. It's just such a gorgeous color for spring, and because I loved the formula so much, I wanted to have another shade for spring. These are really nice. If you like cream blushes, but sometimes they can be a little bit intimidating for you, these are a great option to try because you can go in with a light hand and definitely get more of a subtle look, or you can gradually build them up too, but I feel like they are just a little bit more customizable than some other cream blushes that have a ton of pigment. They're not quite as intense as like the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream blushes or the Tower 28 blushes. They're a little bit softer on the cheeks, which I personally prefer because I don't like super intense blush. But again, if you get a deeper shade or you really want to build it up, you can layer it up and get more of a pigmented look as well. So I've just been enjoying these a lot. So even though I have been wearing eyeshadow lately, I have been taking the time to do false lashes more than usual. Not every day by any means because it does take a little bit of extra time, but I feel like this combo is the perfect option for more of a natural lash, and it's very quick. It honestly takes me 3 minutes to apply them when I use this glue and these lashes. These are the Ardell Demi Wispies. These are perfect if you want more of a natural look. If you are new to false lashes or you're just not really into like the heavy dramatic styles, try these because they look really natural on the eyes. I have them on today and I kind of put them a little bit more toward the outer corners so I could get more of a winged effect. But sometimes I'll move them a little bit closer to the inner corner. I love these because you can actually wear them without any eyeliner and they look so natural. I love doing that because I've kind of been not using winged liner as much lately. I have it on today, but there are a lot of days where I'll just completely skip it and just apply mascara, or I'll go in with these lashes, and they're so pretty because they enhance your eyes in a softer way. They just look so fluttery, so gorgeous. And again, these look natural. They don't have a heavy band, so they're super easy to work with. And if you're looking for a good lash adhesive, I definitely recommend this one from Velour. I had a little mini one that I was using that I had gotten in a kit, so I repurchased it in the black shade and it's been perfect. This is so easy to work with because you just apply it to your lashes, you let it dry for like 30 seconds, you don't even have to wait a long time, and then you apply the lashes to your eyes. They don't slip around, they just kind of lock into place in a way that like a magnetic lash would. In the past, when I've taken the time to apply lashes, it's been such a process, and then one corner will lift and the other corner will lift. I think just the combo of these works so well together because this band is so lightweight, so it's not like you're having to glue down a really heavy band that just wants to keep popping off. And then this glue is so easy to work with. It locks the lashes into place. It doesn't take, 5 minutes to dry. It really works so well. So this has been my go-to combo. It just makes wearing lashes a really quick, easy process, which I think is fun sometimes. I do have a skincare fail. So my skin has been all over the place these past 2 months. I think it's just been a combination of like the stress of moving and then being in a new environment. Someone mentioned maybe my water is different, and it actually is different because I think I mentioned this in a previous video. We had a well water at our other house and now we don't. So I think the actual water has made an impact on my skin and my hair. And I was just dealing with a lot of breakouts. It's a little bit more under control right now, but I have to say this product was also, I think, causing breakouts as well. I had tried this in the past. It's the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cleanser, and I felt like it made my skin break out. And then I tried it again recently because we were moving and it was the only thing I had on hand, and I think it just added to the irritation on my skin. Like, my skin does not like this product, which is so weird because I love other products from this line. I love the eye cream. I love the moisturizer. It's a really intense, heavy moisturizer, but it works so well to make sure your skin has, well, how do I want to describe it? When your skin is like dry or dull or it just feels like it needs like a really intense dose of moisture, that is the perfect moisturizer because it's pretty heavy. But when I applied it at night, the next day when I wake up, I can just tell that my skin looks so refreshed. So anyway, I do like a lot of other products from the line, but this cleanser irritates my skin. And because my skin was already irritated and already breaking out, I feel like this just made it so much worse. I don't know what it is about this. It could be the ingredients because the actual texture is really nice. It says that it's a gentle cleanser, but it just makes my skin break out when I use it. I just have like a small travel size that I got in a holiday kit, but I need to declutter this and not reach for it again because my skin just does not agree with it. A few cleansers that I do like, I love the Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser. I also love the Dermalogica Cleanser, the Clear Start one. That one is like my go-to, so I'll just be going back to those two for now, and I have been using them, which I feel like kind of helped my skin clear up a little bit. There are two dry shampoos that I wanted to mention. So for the longest time, the only dry shampoo that I ever used was the IGK Detox Charcoal Dry Shampoo, which I do like, but that's more of an expensive formula. And I told myself, like, there has to be other options out there that are less expensive. I think that one just worked so well for me that I didn't really question it. And in the past, I had tried a lot of drugstore dry shampoos that didn't work, but it's been years and I'm sure that brands have made improvements, and they really have, because I found 2 other formulas that work so well. So the first one is one that I just picked up at Target randomly. It's the Garnier Deep Cleansing Invisible Dry Shampoo. I love that Garnier is cruelty-free now because I used to love that brand. I've gone back to using their micellar water, and I do like a lot of their hair products, or I did in the past, so I've slowly been trying them out again, and I am so impressed by this one. This really does make my hair look so refreshed, and the next day, like at night I'll spray this in my hair, the next day when I wake up, it looks like I just washed my hair. A couple of things about this. It does leave a very, very strong white cast, so it's not something that I'll use in the morning as I'm getting ready to do my hair and then leave the house, because it looks like I have gray hair. And I feel like when you have dark hair, maybe even light hair, it can be difficult with dry shampoo because you'll spray it in, and even when you rub it in, you get a little bit of like a white cast in your hair. It just makes your hair look really dull. So what I do to kind of fix that issue is I always spray it in my hair at night. So I'll spray this all over my hair. It will make my hair look super white, but it's fine because then I go to bed and the next day when I wake up, I brush out any excess and my hair is completely refreshed. I almost think this maybe works slightly better than the IGK Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo, other than the fact that it really does leave a super strong white cast, and this one has a very strong scent. I actually like this scent. This one says that it's aloe clean. It's a very fresh scent, like kind of like, it's not like a watery scent, but you know how there are some candles that are like beach candles and they're described as like the ocean or the water? That's what this smells like to me, which I like it. I really do like when my dry shampoos have a good scent because I like for my hair to smell good, but that is something to keep in mind. A strong white cast, a very strong scent, but it is super effective. This other one is from Hask. It is the dry shampoo, and this is the Manoi coconut scent. So I think they have a few different scents. I love coconut scented products, and this one has a really soft, beachy coconut scent, but it's not quite as strong as the Garnier one. It's a little bit more subtle, which I appreciate. This one leaves a very, very slight white cast, but it's a lot more subtle compared to the Garnier one as well. So I feel like this one is a more invisible dry shampoo in my hair. I still like to apply it at night. That way I can really apply a lot of it and not have to worry about, you know, that white cast. But I think overall this one is a little bit more subtle in the hair. It's not quite as strong at making your hair look refreshed, soaking up, you know, the oiliness as the Garnier one. But I think this is more of a gentle formula overall. So if that's what you prefer, you might enjoy this one. Again, the coconut scent is really, really good. I've heard good things about the brand Hask, so I've been trying out a couple of their products, and I'm really impressed by this one. Okay, I just have 2 last products to share with you guys. I've talked about these a lot on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, so I wanted to save them for the end just so I wasn't being, you know, too repetitive, but I wanted to mention them because they really have been my favorites. So they're both face primers. The first one is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Power Grip Primer. I have used up so much of this. Like I just have this much left, and that is a lot for me because I don't use a ton of face primer. I usually just really prep like my T-zone area, but I cannot stop using this because it really does extend the wear of my makeup. Like I said, I've been all about fast makeup, all about quick makeup, but I do want it to last well throughout the day. I just don't want to take the time to constantly touch it up and reapply it. And I love this because it does lock my foundation into place, whether I'm using a liquid foundation or a powder foundation. I have it on today with the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation, and it allows the makeup to stick in place longer. It's very similar to the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, but I like this one better because I feel like the texture is a little bit more grippy, but my foundation as I apply it doesn't look uneven or patchy. It really just locks it into place. It's almost like a glue for your foundation, but a very comfortable glue, something that's really hydrating on the skin, and it does not break me out, which I really appreciate because sometimes these gripping primers actually cause my skin to break out. That's not the case with this one. It works so well. I'm honestly blown away by it. But I also like this one. It is the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer. This is a little bit more expensive for a drugstore primer. I know some people are just not willing to pay. I think it's $17 for a drugstore primer, which I totally get it. Drugstore prices are climbing, and I feel like sometimes they are very similarly priced to high-end products. But the nice thing about NYX is that typically they're on sale at Ulta for like buy one, get one 40% off, or you can get it at Target, use your red card, get 5%, which isn't super significant. But when it comes down to it, it, it's just a good primer. And I think that this is one of the best primers at the drugstore. Also, I was at Target the other day and they did have a mini version of it. So if you're not someone who goes through primers super quickly, you might be totally good getting the mini size, which I think was like half the price. Like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of breakouts these past few months, and this has been my favorite for right around my chin because it's just very uneven in texture. So this will just allow makeup to glide on top very easily. Everything looks really smooth as it can when you have actual texture, and I'm just impressed by it. I really am. I definitely would not recommend a $17 primer from the drugstore if it wasn't worth it, but I think the quality is just as good, if not better, than pretty much any smoothing primer I've tried from Sephora or a high-end brand. Okay, that is everything I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. I'll make sure to link everything that I talked about in the description box below in case you guys want to check out any of these products. And I would love to know if there are any products that you guys tried this month that you just fell in love with. So let me know in the comment section below. I will be back on Sunday with a new video. I think it should be a declutter video if I get the chance to film and edit it before then. But thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.